All right, guys. Hey, I just want to welcome you. I say welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited that you made it to here to our launch party, and have really exciting stuff that I want to share with you. And just thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your busy day to join us. I really do appreciate that, and I want you to know that. Here's the format of the webinar that you've joined. First, I'm going to talk about the opportunity at hand for vibe coding. It's a really exciting time that we live in, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. Then I'm going to get into the background of the problem that I see with vibe coding. And then we're going to talk about the solution to that problem and how I've packaged that solution up for you nicely. And then I'm going to make an offer to you at the end of this webinar. And I would just ask right up front, if you guys don't mind, hit the emojis there. If I provide you value during this hour, do I have your permission up front to make you an offer at the end of this presentation? Go ahead and give me some emojis. Yep. All right. Hey, appreciate that, Dennis, and others. All right. Hey, thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, hey, guys, once again, just thank you for joining. It means so much to me and to our community. All right. So let's get into it. Let's talk about this opportunity of vibe coding. What is this opportunity? For the first time ever, we have the ability now of what we call citizen developers. That's you. Okay. It's people who are not formally trained in software development. And we call them citizen developers because now anyone, from child to grandparent, can code their own apps. And with that great power comes great danger and great responsibility. And so we're going to address that issue. But like I said, now anyone can code. This is a huge opportunity to make life changing money. I want to share with you, and I've been sharing in my emails that earlier this year, I started to develop seriously an app based on a finance industry. It has to do with the insurance industry, and some particular products that I'm interested in, and I won't get into any of that. But I built out an app, and my first thought was that I would make it an affiliate app. And I would go around to the influencers and I would ask them if they'd be interested in being an affiliate. And I figured I'd give them like 30% of the revenue. So the first big affiliate I went to, they said, no, we're not interested in being an affiliate, but we would rather just buy the app. And I went, oh, okay. I hadn't considered that. And somebody said we're on mute. Um, Oh, that's interesting. Well, some of you can hear me because clearly you raised your hands when I asked you to. Check your sound, guys. Check the sound. It's on your side for sure. Check your sound. Let me put it in the chat here. Okay. Check speaker settings. Okay. Um, you can't unmute, but you can hear. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and continue. And so, what happened was they said, no, we'd rather buy it, and I wasn't prepared for that. And so then very quickly I became prepared for that, and not after, within about a week or so, we came to an agreement, and the price was $200,000, and I would deliver it over a 6 month period. And I have just finished that delivery and just invoiced them and received payment for the sixth payment for $200,000. And along the way, I had to kind of adjust it some. They wanted it adjusted. And that's all good because now they want even more. and that will probably grow and double in value over the coming year. Amazing opportunity that we have at our fingertips. And here's the secret, guys. That was 99, 98% developed by AI. Okay. In fact, after a while of me developing and rolling out for them, they wanted to know, hey, how in the world am I able to do all of this? They have other teams of developers that I'm running circles around. And I was able to share with them that, oh, yeah, I use AI to do this. And they said, oh, okay, well, now it makes sense. We were starting to worry, like, what was going on? Are you an alien or something? That's literally what they said. And I had to say, no, I use AI, and they were happy with that. So the point is that through using AI, am honestly telling you that I am 100% more productive. And I will get into the platforms that I used, Suku, no problem. And I don't share publicly the name of the company for their privacy. After all, they did pay for this; they own it. But in my internal groups, and if you join one of my groups, then I do share more information, and I don't have a problem with that. But just for their protection and privacy, I don't blast that publicly. But I will get into a little bit of the tools that I used. Um, yeah. Hey, thanks for noting that it is working on your cell phone, because maybe others will join on their cell phone now. So I appreciate that. All right. Well, look. So continuing with the story here. Look, guys, I'm telling you, I am convinced that I am 100 per or 100 times more efficient with AI. How do I work a day job like many of you? I'm an executive at a large company, and that takes a lot of my time. Okay, but with my remaining time, I'm able to build, a social network, be on social platforms, build this mentoring group, this awesome mentoring group that is number one on School, for the number one cyber group on School. Uh, y- let's see some emojis on that. That's all a credit to you guys. If you go to School and you go to the discovery section and you click on the tech category and you scroll down, we consistently rank in the top 10, but we are number one for cyber. Okay. All the other groups that outrank us are like AI, automation, and vibe coders and stuff. And guess what? Many of those people end up in our group. And many of you are probably in those groups. So just, I love School, I love the community, but we are number one as it relates to AI and cyber, and number one as it relates to cyber. Period. So I'm proud of that, but that's again due to you guys. Well, look, I can do all of that. How? How do I do all of that? And then how do I write this app? It's through AI. Okay, so what I want to share with you today is how I did that. And then I'm going to give you guys access to the exact process that I use to launch that program. And I'm busy building other ones right now. Okay, so that's the second bullet up here. Yesterday, I had a conversation with a potential client that I think in the next week or so, we're going to get under contract. That I say we, me and my AI buddies are going to get under contract. And that one's for about 30,000, actually about 33, and that one probably also will grow in value to maybe double or triple that once it's done. But the initial build of it is 1 month of effort. Listen to this: 1 month of effort to be delivered by the end of the year for $33,000. Now, how in the world can I do that? Again, as a busy company executive and all this other stuff that I do, it's only through AI. Okay, so if you're not a believer yet in AI and its productivity, I don't know what I can do to help you. But I tell you this: there are people like me and people like you on this group that are tuned in, and we are going to change the world. And everyone else is going to wonder what happened. And they're literally going to wake up one day and be unemployed and not have many options. And we have been building for years, and we are going to be just fine. Okay. So that is the opportunity with vibe coding, my friends. All right. Now, what are the problems with vibe code? Like I said, the number one advantage of it is anyone can code now. The number one problem is that anyone can code now. All right. So that's a major issue. Um, 99% of the vibe coders don't have any security experience. They, of course, don't have any coding experience. So, how could they have any security experience? And I promise you, if you go out to these apps like Lovable and Bolt and many of those, my particular favorite one right now is called Builder.io, and that would just that's just the front end. Believe me, uh, you know because I mentioned that I will mention the tools. My favorite tool is Claude Code. Okay, and that's what I built my whole program on, and then I'm going to offer to you. But if you're going to get started and just learn what vibe coding is, sure, then go to Builder.io, because it's a generous free program. And I'll tell you that for this opportunity, this 33K opportunity, I literally went out to builder.io, put it in about an hour's worth of work, just prompting it, iterating a couple times, had a functional demo that I could show to them, and then seal the deal for the 33K. Okay. So that's my method. But now, then what I'll do is I'll switch to Claude Code to do the real work. All right. And that's what I'll teach you to do too. But anyway, 50% of these vibe coded apps out here on builder.io and all these other things, they have little to no security. There's no login. That's just basic security. But then there's like 10 other things that they could be doing and they're not doing. Okay, now why is this? It's because garbage in, garbage out. These LLMs are all trained on all the open source content that's out there on the internet. And there's a lot of it, but most of it's on GitHub. And guess what's in all of that code? Vulnerabilities, security vulnerabilities. So AI has been trained to write security vulnerabilities. Okay. So now that'll improve over time. But for a period of time, like that's a real problem. Okay, that's a real problem. So you are rolling the dice whenever you go out to one of these apps and you say, "Give me a fitness app that does A, B, and C, counts my calories or whatever." Okay, you can do that, but if you try to sell that and you start putting client data in there, you're going to get hacked. Okay, I can promise you, you're going to get hacked, and there are many examples. I've even posted online and even written blog articles on it recently, more recently, showing the Twitter feeds of people saying, "Oh my goodness, somebody just stole all my data," and they had the nerve to say, "Please, guys, don't do that." Like as if hackers care, right? They don't care that you vibe coded this app. In fact, increasingly, they're going to start hunting for apps that are vibe coded. All right. They have little signatures to them. Many of them on these platforms like builder.io and stuff, they all look sort of similar. So to the bad guys, they're like, oh, okay, vibe coded app. All right, let's check these 5 things. Yep. Sure enough, boom, we're right in. Okay. So we're going to do something about that. That's the problem. So what's the solution to that problem? I call it secure vibe coding. Okay. Not too complicated. But the idea is I've developed a secure vibe coding process. All right. Now I'm going to show you what that roadmap looks like. And you get access to this once you join my programs. But it has a security architecture, a platform, prompts, testing, and monitoring. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay. So here's what that looks like. And this is just, I'm going to zoom out. This is a roadmap that I use in my groups, and we go through this. I have a meeting here, and at the top of this hour with this paid group, and we are iterating on this doc and building out applications. And this is the methodology right here, what I call the value creator vibe coding roadmap. But ultimately, it's the secure vibe coding roadmap. All right, so here's the idea, guys. I'm just going to make it really quick for you because we got to move. All right. So you want to join a group or find a group that has an initial problem. You want to validate that problem. And how you usually validate it is you can use AI like Perplexity, and you can have it validated for you. I teach you how to do that. But ultimately you want humans to validate it. Then you want to use like Claude Code, or you can use one of these other free tools, and you can put an initial prompt in. It's going to give you a preview of that app. Then you're going to refine that preview. You're going to put refining prompts in, and you're going to iterate a couple times. Okay. Then you get what I call a minimum viable demo. That's what I developed the other day. I was able to show the client. They're thrilled with the idea and how I captured their requirements so quickly. And I call that a minimal viable demo. Okay, that is not a minimal viable product that you hear a lot of people talking about out there. Okay, it is just a demo. but it has some basic security controls and prompts in it. All right. And then what you do is you put on, after you've done that, you typically then go ahead and turn on the authentication, and you just want basic authentication, and you want it to be free. But you want to start capturing people's usernames and email addresses. Why? So that you can market to them later, and tell them about new features that you have in the future. Then you're going to start getting user feedback. You're going to start blasting this all over Twitter or wherever, or in that group that you joined. And you're going to start getting feedback, and they will tell you what's good and what's not good. Okay. And then you would take those and you will start to then iterate, and you would develop out what then I call the minimal viable product. Okay. Now, initially, that will be probably free, or at least be very dirt cheap, because you want users more than you want money on this first go round. Okay. And that gives you reputation, it gives you confidence, it gives you experience. You don't have to hit a home run on your first app. You just got to get a base hit. Okay. And then what you do is you start stacking the features, and then you charge more. I use Windsurf is my daily driver in terms of an IDE, and I use within that Cloud Code. Okay, I maintain everything on GitHub. I use Vercel to deploy to the cloud, and then I have security monitoring throughout. Okay, so I have a security architecture. It looks like this over here. I'm not going to get into it right now, but I also have then security baseline, and I will talk about that in a second. And I have security prompts, and then I bake security in throughout the whole process. No one's teaching this stuff in blue except for me. Okay, you will not find this anywhere else. I promise you. Go look for it. You won't find it. Uh, Myself and us as a group, we are going to change the world by making it more secure with this vibe coding process, because eventually the world will catch up, and they will figure out, oh my goodness, like all this time I put in this, it was a waste, because all I did was get ripped off and they took all my money, and I've been hacked. And we're not going to be like that, right? We're going to be the truth tellers. We're going to stand up and say, no, guys, you need to do it this way, right? Make it more secure. And over time, then in our little way, we'll even improve these AI models, because they will get better by looking at the work that, like, we're doing, for example, as feedback. All right. Now, there's one other thing I want to show you over here. When it comes to vibe coding, okay, there's some things that have little potential and they're little difficulty. But as you go up this curve here, things get more difficult, but they have more potential for you. Okay, you're gonna have to figure out, like, you can do the vibe coding online with Lovable or Bolt or whatever, right? But then you're gonna have to figure out how to host that somewhere. Okay, now some of those platforms are hosted for you, but it's very limited. You're gonna and very expensive too. You're gonna want to host it. I like Vercel because they have a very generous free plan. You can be using Vercel for years and not have to pay them any money, and that is amazing, because I have been using them for years on many projects. I have about a dozen projects up there, and I haven't paid them a dime on most of those projects. And then once you start making money on a real project, then you start paying them a little bit. It's like $30 a month. Okay, it's the best money you'll spend. I really love Vercel. Then you're going to need to authenticate. I use Clerk for that. I also use another tool called Outseta. It just depends on what I'm trying to do. Then you're going to need to authorize those users. So once you can identify who they are, that's what authentication is. Then you're going to need to figure out where they can go. We call that authorization. Okay. And then what you're going to want to do is secure that app. And there's an OWASP, stands for Open Web Application Security Project. There's an OWASP top 10 list, and you're going to want to become aware of that, right? So this is getting more difficult, but the potential is going up for you to earn money and to have a more powerful app. Then you're going to want to save that data. I particularly like Convex database right now. It is awesome, and that's what I'm teaching is Convex. But in the past, I've used Mongo DB, and I don't like Postgres, but a lot of people do. It's just so complicated, and it's unnecessarily complicated. But for some apps, particularly in some heavily regulated industries like finance and healthcare and stuff, you're probably then going to want to have it in Postgres, because your auditors will be able to audit it better and they understand it better. But you're also going to want to sell this thing, right? We're going to want to make some money. So you're going to have to figure out Stripe and how to integrate Stripe. It's very complicated. And you're going to then want to scale it up, right? Uh, the cloud will give you that ability. Like, the last thing you want to do is get 100 users in your app and break it. Okay, that would be really bad. So I have built for you something I call the Secure Vibe Coding OS. And what it is, it's out on what you'll be able to do is pull it down from GitHub, but more importantly, I teach you how to use it, and it's a secure baseline that gives you all of this stuff baked into it for free. Okay, so then you start your house on a secure foundation. And then I teach you how to iterate and keep it secure so that we don't like put a window in that has no locks on it, right? We don't put a door in the wrong place that opens up to our, our crown jewels in our house, right? So I teach you how to do that through this course that I developed that I call a secure vibe coding masterclass. All right, so let's go back to the agenda here. So in the packaging of the solution for you, I have built what I call a secure vibe coding masterclass, and it's available right now. It's 10 modules, and they build like building blocks on top of each other. And guess what, guys? Some of you are wondering, like, but I don't know how to code. Well, here's the good news: you don't need to know how to code. That's why we're here. It's called vibe coding. We're going to let AI do the coding for us. And in fact, there's very little code in this course. I mean, maybe I show you 5 or 6 times I show you a function and try to explain it to you, but, like, it's not necessary, for the rest of the course. I just want you to see, like, what code is, but, like, literally, AI will do that for you, and if you're really curious and wanna get into it, then AI will teach you how what the code is actually doing for you, okay? You have the greatest coder available at your fingertips, you just need to know how to use it, and that's what I teach you in the Secure Vibe Coding Masterclass. All right, now, I also have this Secure Vibe Coding OS that you get as part of this course. Okay, but more importantly, I teach you how to use that thing because no one else has this thing. Okay, they don't. I am putting it on GitHub so anyone can download it going forward, but they won't really understand how to use it. It'll be a method for people to come back to my course. Okay, but you will have access to that, and you will have access to the founder of it, me. And then if you have any issues with it, then you can get those resolved, and I can improve it. Okay, we will be improving this as we go forward, and then you have more access to me. Okay, I know that my most precious resource is my time, and so is yours, by the way. Don't let anyone ever tell you that time equals money. Time is far more valuable than money, and if you don't believe that, I'll prove it to you. Okay, if you had a terminal disease and the doctor said that you there's only one cure for this disease and you're going to die within a couple days if you don't get this cure, but the cure cost $1 million and you happen to have $1 million in your bank account, would you spend it for the cure? Of course you would. You'd be throwing the money at them, right? Okay, that proves to you that your time is far more precious than money because you could, with all um, the money in the world, you can't buy more time in reality. And so my time is very precious to me. My little spare time is precious to my family. Okay, my wife appreciates that time. So if I'm going to give up more than that time, then it's going to come at a cost. All right. And so, but as part, what I'm doing here is I'm packaging it for you so that you have more access to me. All right. And then you're going to be able to watch me build my next 200K plus app, SaaS, right, from the ground up. And we're going to build it together. And then I'm also going to be there to help you build yours. All right. But I figure I'll do it by example so you can watch me. Right. You can look over my shoulder. You can kind of see why I'm making certain decisions. It'll make much more sense to you when you then try to do your own. All right. In the future, I'm going to do some angel investing opportunities where I may choose to partner with you and help you take your product to the next level. And now, note, you're going to have to still have to do the work. But if you have a viable solution to a validated problem and you have, through my training and mentoring, already achieved $1,000 a month in monthly revenue, then I'm going to be developing an incubator program to help you take that from 1,000 a month to 100 to $100,000 a month and beyond. All right. So that's the key. So this is only for people who are serious about the program. They actually complete the program. They get busy building an app and it's actually making them money. Okay. A little bit of money. Well, for many of you, that's life changing money, right? That might be quit your job kind of money. Okay. All right. But we're going to take it from there to generational wealth. Right. And I'm going to help you do that through angel investing. And I'll get involved with you and we'll set up a company and we'll actually do that thing. All right. Now, so here's my offer to you. There's 3 levels to the offering. The first one I call enthusiast. Enthusiast. That means it's done by you. Okay. You're an enthusiast of this topic. And the cost for that is $49 a month. It will come with course materials. We already talked about those 10 modules. It will come with resources and guides. There will be bi-weekly meetings every other week, every other Saturday. I'll meet with you, and I call that office hours, just like when I used to be a professor. I'm there. You don't have to come. If you have a problem, you can come. We'll talk about your problem. All right. But it's not like a teaching session per se. But if you have a problem or you don't understand something in the course, well, then yes, we'll cover that. The real purpose of that session is for you to bring your code and say, hey, this, I'm stuck. Like I can't move forward. And then I will help you get unstuck. All right. And all those sessions are recorded. So you get the benefit from others, even if you couldn't make this session. And this is best for the person who's a self starter and just needs the tools and some guidance. Okay, if that's not you, then like don't sign up for that, right? Like if you need more guidance, then don't like sign up for that because that is pretty much a do it on your own project. But you get access to all the resource. You do get some access to me, but you are mostly doing this. That's why I call it done by you. Okay, and a lot of people want, a more affordable entry point, and this is it. Okay, all right. The next offer I have for you is called Done with Us. This is what I call my founders group. Okay, I already have this group. We are meeting here at the top of the hour. Okay, I'm looking for more members in that group. Okay, this is the Done with Us group. It's same as the enthusiast, but we meet weekly. This is new. I used to only meet bi-weekly. Now I meet weekly with the founders group. Okay, so bi-weekly, including today, we have what we call jam sessions where we just come and we kind of like jam like musicians, right? And I tell you what I'm working on. I show it to you. I actually show you, with my hands on the keyboard, how I'm doing things. We actually build things together. Okay. We call those jam sessions. If you want to bring something and share it with others, you can do that too. We're all just like a musical group. Okay. And then on the other weeks, I have those office hours now that I'm setting up just for the founders group. Okay, so these are more private groups, right, with fewer people in them, and you'll be able to bring your issue and get it fixed during those sessions. Okay, all sessions are recorded again, and you're going to get to watch me build my next $200,000 SaaS app and take it to market. Okay, you'll be able to follow along, gain inspiration. This is the best for a person. This is the best option for a person who wants to see how it's done and work alongside others more. Okay, so if that's you, then this group is for you. The cost of that group is $99 a month. Okay, I have a third offering. This is called Done with You. Okay, so we had Done by You, Done with Us, that's the founders, and now this one's Done with You. Okay, so this is more for the person who's even more serious. Perhaps they have more money than they have time right now, and they just want to get there faster. Okay, this is a one-on-one opportunity to work with me. Okay, it's same as above. You get the same course and all the materials and everything, but then I'm going to work with you individually, one by one, and I'm going to help you validate and launch your dream. You still need to do the work. You're going to be in the driver's seat, but I'm going to be right beside you, and I'll put my hand on the wheel if I have to, right? And I'm going to come alongside you, and I'm going to help you. But this is the best for the person who wants to move the fastest and needs more of my time. Okay, now because they need more of my time, and this offering here doesn't scale, I only want to have about 10 to 15 people in this group ever. Okay. And that's my limit because my free time is precious to me too. And this piece of the work does not scale. So this is very expensive. It's much more expensive than the other programs. Okay. If you're interested in that, then you can apply for that. And I have an application process you need to tell me about what you're trying to do, while you're trying to do it. I want to get behind causes that I'm interested in as well, right? And it has to be a win-win. And if it's not, then I'll just tell you, hey, I'm sorry, but I can't work with you right now. But you can try the other offerings if you're still interested. So you have to apply to this program, and if accepted, then what will happen is I'll set up a 1 hour meeting with you, and then I will discuss the price at that point. Okay, just you and I. But like I said, it's significantly more expensive than the others. All right, so you can figure that out. All right, now again, this and that's what this note is. Okay, so I only anticipate having 10 to maybe 15 ever in that seat. So once they fill up, then it'll be capped, and I'll announce then that I'm taking no more. All right, so here's the sign up page for all these plans. I'm going to go ahead and drop it in the chat right now. Okay, now you have to be logged into Skool to click on that link. Otherwise, it's going to make you, or it's going to tell you to join the group, join the free group, and that's not what you want. So you can go ahead and click on that, and you can see those plans that I just mentioned. The first two, in particular, if you're interested in the third one, then you need to go ahead and send me a note, and then let's. In fact, you can even find it on my webpage to where you can actually sign up that form for the for the entrepreneur program. Now, the entrepreneur program is designed to actually talk about more than vibe coding. It's about building a full business and how potentially you might have to have employees, you might have to incorporate and do things like that. And that's what we'll talk about in that kind of setting. Now, for those of you who came, and I love you, but you just can't afford even these options. I still have the free offering, and I will continue to meet every 2 weeks, as I did last week, and I'll do next week. And I have office hours, and we can talk, and we'll talk about vibe coding in those sessions. Okay, you will not have access to the master course though. It was too timely and expensive to develop to do that. But you have access to my 30-day challenge around vibe coding, and we can jam and we can talk about that. I can help you with your project for free, and I'm able and willing to do that. But for those of you who want more of my time and want to get moving in a more directed fashion, then I have these other offerings for you. Okay. Yes, the entrepreneur group is separate from the founder group. Okay, so let me just recap that one more time. I have three groups. I have four really. I have the free group. Okay, you're all in that right now, presumably. All right, you can continue to be in that. You can continue. I'm going to start putting out more blog entries and such, and giving away more free value. That's what I do. Okay, but then I have the enthusiast group. Okay, that's 49 a month. I have the founders group. Okay, that's 99 a month. And then if you want the entrepreneur group, okay, that's a separate sign up. You will need to contact me, and I will send you a link to a form to where you can actually fill out that application. I'm going to ask you about 10 different questions because I only want to work with people that were well aligned because I want to make sure I don't waste your time and your money and my time, okay, which is very precious to me. So last thing I want to do is just get in there and spin. So we're gonna do this. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it, and we're actually take this thing to market. So in order to do that, I need to vet those applications and make sure we're a match. And I'll be straight up with you. Like if I don't think it's a viable option, or I'll give you feedback, and I'll just say, hey, it's not a match at this time, and I'll be straight up with you. Okay, I'm not here just to take money. All right, I want to make a difference. I want to work on projects that are fulfilling and actually make an impact in the world. Okay. Now let's talk about bonuses. Since you all showed up at this session, I have some bonuses for you. Okay. Now, the enthusiast that sign up, they will get a 30-minute personal call with me to gain clarity and to get you started properly. Just you and I, 30 minutes if you sign up to the enthusiast group. So you'll receive a link and then you'll be able to sign up for that. Okay. The founders will get a 60-minute personal call with me. Okay. 1 hour of my time. Okay. And I usually charge, somewhere around $500 an hour when I'm consulting. Okay. So that's the value there. All right. So founders will gain 60 minutes, 1 hour of my time with me to gain clarity and get you moving. Founders will also get two prior courses that I've developed that I've been using in my existing founders group. It's called the Agile Social Content Factory, and I will share with you. I'll show you what that looks like here in a second, but I will share with you um, all my tricks of how I built my social media platform. I got 8,000 Twitter followers in about a year, very exceptional growth, and how I did that, how I was able to maintain a sane life and still put out that kind of content. I share that through something I call the Agile Social Content Factory. I also share a cybersecurity founders course, okay, which is my first course, and it's a framework of how to build a real business, any kind of business, not just a vibe coded business. Okay, so you'll get access to that as a bonus for joining the founders group. Now, as a thank you for you coming to this webinar, if you join during this call in the next 24 minutes, then what will happen is I will double those bonuses above. So you will get enthusiasts get 1 hour of my time. And hey, thank you, Dennis. I see Dennis join. That was cool. Um, what'll happen is enthusiasts will get 1 hour of my time, and founders will get 2 hours of my time. Okay. And the way we'll deliver that is you take the first one up front, and then after about a month or so, we'll do another one, just you and I personally. Okay. And that's just as a courtesy and as a bonus for you guys taking out of your busy Saturday and coming here this morning. All right. So for just this 23 minutes remaining, I will double the offer for those who sign up right now. Okay. During this session. All right. Now, okay. Now, questions about the vibe coding offers I've made to you today. Let's go ahead and open it up for questions. You can put them in the chat here. Okay. And if you've already asked a question, I'm sorry I didn't see it. So just go ahead and paste it in again, please. And I will drop that link again. I do see that question, Aranola. But I'll stay on the line here now for the next 22 minutes and I'll answer whatever I can for you guys. But then I have to roll. There is one more bonus. One more bonus. Okay. For founders that signed up during this session, I see Dennis is one of them. Okay. You get access to my first Founders Jam session that starts here at the top of the hour. Okay. So, Dennis, you should have access now. You should be able to go in there, go into the course section, and let me show you that stuff. This is also what you get. I meant to show you this earlier. Sorry, guys. Okay. So when you join at these tiers, you will get access to these courses. All right. If you don't see that, Dennis, then you need to, go in right now. Do me a favor, Dennis. Go in and make sure that you see access to these red courses up in the classroom. And if you don't, then I know that there's something going on. I have to fix it. I figured that might happen. This is all new. Skool just sent this stuff up like literally 2 days ago. They set up the ability to have tiers within your group. And so I've set up 2 tiers. All right. So what I have for you is the Secure Vibe Coding Masterclass. And here's what it looks like. Okay. Again, 10 modules. Okay. I have a welcome message from me. And then I have all these modules. Some of these modules have videos that I've already produced. Okay. And then I see that, Mark. Thank you. Some of these modules have videos in here that I've already produced, but all of them have a voiceover. It looks like this, very high quality that we produce for you. Looks like this. Okay. So that's a good summary of the module, but it's not a substitute for you going through the actual content and reading it. And there's hands on exercises throughout. All right. So, and again, there's 10 of these modules and they're all in here. Okay. A lot of times you'll get a course, there's only 2 modules in there. No, it's all there. Okay. and I'm going to be increasingly adding more videos and also updating it as we go, because this stuff changes every week, right? So you one thing you'll learn about me is like I use the latest and greatest tools all the time, and I love Claude Code and have now for about a year. But if something better comes out, I will drop them in a heartbeat, right? Because it's about being effective and efficient. I'm not married to Claude Code. I don't make any money from them. In fact, I pay them quite a bit of money. So if something cheaper comes out, I'm on it. And I'll be able to pivot then quickly and share this in our jam sessions. And you guys will always have the latest and greatest of what's going on in this space. All right. You're going to start seeing me be more vocal. I'm start ramping up my YouTube channel. I already have some out there, but I'm going to start really screaming from the mountaintop that, hey, we have to start doing this securely. All right. Yep. Thanks, Nimi, for dropping that in there. Nimi's my trusted helper. He's an admin here in the group and helps me on a lot of this stuff. All right. So you get this course. Dennis, confirm for me that you can see this. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. I was a little worried that I did something wrong. All right. So you get the secure coding masterclass. You also get some resources that we have for you. Okay. We have this is supplemental information. Outside of that, it gives you just the art of prompting and how to use AI responsibly, all this stuff. Okay. I also give you that roadmap that I shared with you, that drawing, right? And I give you access and tell you how to get going with the Secure Vibe Coding OS. But all that is also in the master course, and I go through how to install it step by step. Okay. So, very valuable content here, guys. The other thing that you get is some bonuses. The bonuses are, to sign up for those personal sessions. Okay. And I'll have all the recordings for the enthusiasts and the founders in here. Okay. And then for all those meetings, and here's that special course I told you about that I've developed in the past about a year ago called Agile Social Content Factory, still very valid. That is a PDF. It's like a very large PDF course format. This one here is actual straight up course with modules in it of how to build your tech stack, how to build your social media profile, how to get traffic, all of that. Okay, so again, these are very valuable courses. This is what I sold in the past, but now we're on to the secure vibe coding, and it's the master class that I'm putting the focus on right now. Okay, so this is what you get whenever you join those tiers. Okay, you get access in the classroom. You also, hey, Franklin, I see that. Appreciate it. You also get access to a private calendar right here where you see these sessions. These links will only work for you if you're in these tiers. Okay, so this I'm filling up my Saturdays, and I'll add more of these as we grow. Okay, and um, and you'll get access then again. You guys should see. Go look at your calendar. The ones that just joined, and you should see a calendar link for 11 o'clock for our jam session. Okay, I'm not going to click on it because it'll show the link. All right. So that's where our founders come in and jam. So welcome you guys to come in and join that. All right, hey guys, what other questions do you have for me right now? I'm going to go ahead and look at the chat. I've got 17 minutes remaining. Let me answer whatever I can with you and encourage you to take advantage of the opportunity to double your bonuses and join with us right during this session. No, is there a minimum duration to join the program? Absolutely not. Join today, look around, and quit if that's what you want to do. I don't think you will. I think you're going to want to stick around a while and get access to me and actually build something. But there's no minimum commitment, and come and go as you like. All right. I know life happens. Sometimes you may have to bow out for a bit, and people do that in my programs. That's okay. Um, any typical figures that you could share with the entrepreneurial model? Like I said, it's significantly more expensive than the founders, and I'll just leave it at that. It's actually it's custom based on your application and what you're actually trying to do. But I can just tell you on a monthly basis, it's significantly more expensive. So again, if that sounds scary to you, then it's not the program for you. Okay. I encourage you to jump into the founders group. Get going with it, and then maybe you decide to step up to the entrepreneurial if you want to move faster, even faster. Uh, but again, if you have more, some people have more money than they have time. and they just need to get there like now. Okay, well, we can do that, but that's going to cost you. Have you ever worked with the revenue share model? No, and I'm not too interested in that really. Um, as we move forward and we get successful apps and actually become an investor in your app, then that's more about that. That's more about equity share and stuff like that. But again, that's for people who are already doing well and want to take it to the next level, and only for those people. Okay, so I'm not interested in that until your app is actually successful, because you're going to have to put in the work, and that's the one thing I can't do for you. And AI can't do all of that for you. You're going to have to wake up in the morning. You're going to have to start typing the prompts in, and you're going to have to type them sometimes all day long and iterate. Okay, and if you're going to have to do that, okay, I can't do that for you. I can't. I can't, and I can't be as passionate about your project as you are. But for those of you who do have that special mix of a real problem that you validated, and you have an app that people are actually paying you for, and you can get it up to $1,000 a month, then I will come alongside you if that's what you want. But that's up to you. I can also just advise you how to do it on your own to take it to the next level. But if you want to get there even faster, I mean, that's what I do. I scale companies, scale business. I've made millions of dollars doing this throughout my career. Okay, so I can do that with you, but again, only if you've demonstrated that you have that validated product. Okay, link please. Okay, it's dropped in there. Nimi's been dropping it in. You can click on that link. You can sign up on the programs even now. Okay, what do you think was the most difficult thing to put in the course about the security principles? All right, look, I haven't told you this yet. I'm glad you asked that question. Look, guys, like I told you, I'm always using the very latest and greatest, right? Hey, I see that, Aaronola. Thank you. I'm always using the very latest and greatest. Well, here's the latest and greatest. Claude Code just came out with something called Skills. Okay, I'm going to give away some sauce right now. Okay, this is free. Okay, Claude Code just came out with something called Skills, like literally this week, or like yeah, like no, about a week ago. And I was halfway through the content development of this course, and I tore it all up and started over. Honestly, no lie, because I saw an easier way for you guys to get value using these skills. And so I literally had to rip the. I literally, you can ask Nimi. We had already started like finalizing content, and I said, Nimi, I've got to redo it all. I'm sorry, because like I found a way that's 10 times easier for these guys. Right. So what skills allow me to do is guardrails around the AI, and I can give it a security skills. And I have built 32 security skills. I built one for input validation, one for rate limiting, one for authenticating, one for authorizing. And so I basically supercharge Claude Code and give it very specific guidelines that it has to follow every time. See, the problem with AI is it's non-deterministic, which means that sometimes if you asked it the same prompt 10 times in a row, one or two of those times you're not going to get a good result. Okay, so you're playing Russian roulette with the loaded gun. All right. Like, are you really going to ship that app when you maybe got the bad response back from the AI? That's the danger. But what I can do with skills is I can narrow that in, and I can say, no, no, no. Anytime we do authentication, use this authentication skill, and it's like 1,000 line doc that I've given it, and it will then implement that every time. And so what that means for you guys is shorter prompts. See, my original version of this had like these page long prompts for you guys to put in. And I tore all that up. And now you just have to put in a couple sentences because it invokes the skills that I developed for you in the Secure Vibe Coding OS. How cool is that? No one has access to that. That's innovative. That's the kind of things that I do. And that's the kind of things we're going to do in this group. All right. I'm not done. I have other scanning tools that I'm developing, and that's all part of the jam sessions. We built one a couple weeks ago. I'm going to be improving on that and releasing that uh, for the public so that they can do that. Do you build a library? Yes, I have a GitHub repositories, and I'm releasing some of this code, not all of it. Some of it will remain private for our private groups. Okay, but much of it I'm going to start releasing because this is a real world problem, guys. Like, oh my goodness. Around the world, people are building these apps and they are not secure. And there is a huge opportunity to help them. By the way, you get up on this, all right? You get up on this. And the other thing that I'm thinking about doing is building like a little bullpen of people who have completed my program. Hey, Caleb, I see that. I'm thinking about building a little program of people who like have completed my program or a little bullpen so that like I get opportunities all the time. I have to turn them away. What I can do is say, hey, Caleb, you have completed the program. I already see that you're working on a really good app here. Here's another one for you that you can get paid for, and I'll just give it to you. Okay. Or maybe we work them as a group. Maybe what we do is we build a little factory of you guys on the back end and me maybe selling the opportunities, you guys building them, and then we share the revenue that way. So that I am interested in, but that's like down the road. Don't get me wrong. That is not like this year and probably not into half of next year. But at some point, like that's my future vision for this group is that we're going to have dozens, if not hundreds of people that have completed this that know how to use these tools securely. Well, then let's go and let's make a business out of it then and build secure apps together. Okay. And I'm interested in that, but don't have, specific plans for that at the moment. Okay. Okay. Is it possible to change plans? Yes, absolutely. You can do that even right now. You can go in there and click on the founder, and it will only charge you the difference. Okay, School's handled all that for us. You can upgrade or you can downgrade. All right, let me go back through here. What was most difficult? We answered that. Thanks. Join the family. Yep, Franklin. Great to have you. Nimi kindly dropped that link again. Okay, he did. Okay. All right, cool. Can we go from enthusiasts to founders? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. You can move between any of these, and there's no obligation. If you want us to be an enthusiast for 1 or 2 months, then okay. We can do a lot of damage in those 1 or 2 months and get you going, if that's all you can afford, frankly. But again, I would challenge you then, you probably wanna do the founders if that's what you have in mind and have a more long-term approach. Like, let's go at it for, 3, 4, 6 months and build it out right instead of, like, cramming and you burning out. And last thing I want you to do is burn out financially, okay? I don't need that. Frankly, I don't need your money. I'm very well off, but I've learned over time that when things are free, people don't appreciate free, and then they don't show up, they don't do the work, and after a few months, they fade away. But if you're paying for something and you're paying a significant amount for something, then you will show up and you will complete it, and that's why I do it. Largely, um, nothing wrong with the money, but like I don't need your money. Those of you who know me, you know that's true. Okay. And some of you do. Okay. Okay. I'm just going back through the questions here. I think we're all good. I think everybody finally could hear me. Man, I'm glad we worked through that. This is a brand new platform, by the way. Like Skool has been cranking out code. This webinar thing is only about 2 weeks old or 1 week old. And so I think we're like maybe one of the first to use it. And it worked well. Um, Worked really well. So happy that you guys joined us. We still have time, guys. We have 6 minutes for you to double your bonuses. Okay. You also have received an email by this time. I think at 10:30 this morning, the emails went out that had the pricing in it. So I know I've been blasting you guys on emails. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But some people need those 3 or 4 emails or they won't show up. All right, but I'm glad you were able to just bear through that. I promise that won't continue. At some point in the future, maybe a quarter from now, I might ramp up another wave of emails. But I'm going to get more into a slow drip now, maybe weekly or so, producing content to you guys. So it's valuable. Um, yeah, I do appreciate you bearing with me on that. All right, I'm an enthusiast now. Hey, Henry, way to upgrade. Thank you. All right. Thank you for the informative session. I do hope that I've provided some value to you, even if you just want to remain in the free program. That's absolutely fine. Keep coming to my office hours. I will keep dropping sauce, and things may change in your situation. You might be able to step into one of these programs. Love to have you. Okay. Hey, Suku, look forward to working with you too. All you guys who joined Founders, I want you to look in the calendar and look for this Founders Jam session right here in the first. Okay. And get that link because we're going to join it here in about 5 minutes. Okay. About 5 minutes. Okay. Any other questions, guys? I got 5 minutes for you. I'm sure there's questions out there. Send them. Thank you, Aranola. I appreciate you too. I've been working on this, and Nimi's been working on this for a few months, and it's time. It's time that we make a difference. It's time that we actually change the world. And this is the kind of impact that springs me out of bed in the morning. And this is what I want to do with the rest of my life is to help people make a difference and bring their dreams to reality. Right. I learned a long time ago. I'll give you some more value. I'm still waiting for other questions. I learned a long time ago that if you help enough people become successful, then you will be successful. And that is so true. It's been so true in my life. You can't outgive God, and whatever you send out comes back tenfold. You plant those seeds, and they come back. And those of you who know me, know that I'm a very spiritual person. I'm a Christian first, and then all these other things, entrepreneur, father, all this other stuff is after becoming a Christian. And that's my North Star. It's everything to me. And biblical principles are how I build my business and how I live my life. And so you hang around with me and you're going to hear a lot about that. But anyway, so happy to have you guys as part of the family. And let's see here. Ernola, have you worked with a supply and logistics company, and what types of things have you incorporated if you have? Um, I do a lot of healthcare, and a lot of healthcare has supply and logistics in it. And we have to track a lot of movement of equipment and status of inventories and so forth in the healthcare space. There's a whole lot to get into in that. AI is certainly very helpful in that space. It's revolutionizing logistics, particularly the combination of AI and blockchain. Blockchain is really killing it in logistics because then you can track things and improve, like you have an indelible record, which is very necessary in logistics. Okay. Should there be a link or email to the founders jam session? Good question. Come into your free group here. Same place you have the course room where you see all those nice juicy red classes. The blue ones are the ones you already had access to, by the way. But you had to get up on levels to do that. Scroll down and you'll see the red ones, right? And you'll see the bonuses if you're in the founders. All right. But at the same link up here, click on calendar and you will find this jam session right here. I'm not going to click on it because it's got the link in it. Okay. Click in there, and then you can join my founders jam session here in 2 minutes. Okay. I see that, Mark. Thank you. Okay. Anything else, guys? Do you need an app idea to join the program? No. Uh, I will teach you how to go get those ideas. By the way, the best ideas are often not your ideas. I'll leave you with this thought. The best thing I can tell you to do is join a group that you're interested in, whatever the topic is, politics, losing weight, dating, whatever, health, supplements, working out. Join that group and listen to what their problems are. Agitate those problems. Ask probing questions. Get to the root of that problem. Then go solve that problem. That's your idea. Okay. The worst thing you can do, and I've done this many times in my career, is come up with an idea on your own in the shower someday or out walking, and then come and build a big app and spend a year doing it and no one cares. Okay, that's the worst thing you can do. Don't do that. Don't do that. Burdens equals problems. Yes. Good. All right, guys, got to run. I will share again. Go ahead and join. You got 1 minute remaining. Otherwise, the offer stands. Just won't be able to double the appointments. And you're welcome to join up the rest of this weekend. Hey, great to have you guys. Thank you once again for joining, and I will see you next time. Thank you, Caleb.